Good morning, everyone. Is Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the threat for severe weather again. But we also need to be talking about a new and significant severe weather threat that could develop as we do head into the extreme end of February, which will be on February 28th. Okay, so make sure to be weather aware if you do have any plans at the end of February, because there is something interesting coming that day that you will be very surprised about. But let's go ahead and first start off with the radar. And as you guys can see, not really seeing much in the way of weather right now, besides California is dealing with some flooding today, still continuing through today, and maybe even into portions of tomorrow. But then as that system heads out, that will start to strengthen and kind of bring some rain showers, maybe even some brief storms across portions here of Indiana and Ohio. And then as that finally heads out, we will start to see another storm system move through. And look at this one, guys. This one's looking really strong. Look at that. Jeff Esmall wants to show a line of storms developing from northeast Arkansas heading into southwest Indiana, and then looking even more intense, and then starts to die down by that time. And then after that one heads out, then it shows another line of storms possibly moving through all of Indiana. And as that 960 or 986 millibar low continues to get weaker, it will bring a stronger line of storms. And as you can see, it does actually get as low as 981 millibars. But then as that one finally heads out, we will start to see maybe another system move through, which will just bring some light showers and storms. But we're already at the end of it though, so quite uncertainty still. But the line of storms that we were just taking a look at looks to be the most intense, because as you see, it starts off with some pretty good bodies of storms like that. Because you see a line of storms, maybe even a big area of heavy rain and storms, and then I see maybe even a line of storms starting to develop quickly, and then just heading through Indiana, Ohio, and then back to other states. So, like I said, there is going to be some uncertainty on how this storm does play out, but for the most part, we're going to have to pay attention to see how most of these areas do play out. But this will be the area that we do need to watch for severe weather as we do head into the end of February. So make sure to watch that area very closely, maybe even stay weather aware if you can. So make sure to be aware if you do live in that area. Now, for your total precipitation, as you guys can see, GFS model does want to show a ton of rainfall from that big blob of heavy rainfall. It was pretty much this one. I'll go back and show you guys it. It was pretty much that one right there that is making us get a lot of rainfall from the system. So as you guys can see, for the lower Ohio Valley, we will see maybe around 4 inches of rainfall across portions here of the Ohio Valley. Looks like Indiana, almost all of Indiana, could get as high as 3 inches. So spring-like weather for sure for Indiana, especially for seeing more rain than we are seeing snow. And then even for portions here of Ohio, maybe even West Virginia, seeing some isolated and scattered amount of around 2 inches. So we'll have to really watch that area closely. And then if we look at your total snowfall, as you can see, looking pretty active across the mountains area, looking like Park City, Utah could get up to 35 inches of snowfall. That's pretty ridiculous. And then as we look at portions here of the Midwest and as well as the mid to upper plains, we actually are seeing some pretty good snowfall of this. And look at that, Minnesota might be able to see a strip of 1 to maybe as much as 8 inches of snowfall across these areas right here. So that would be interesting to see if we did get it. So we're going to have to watch closely. And then even New England will see some pretty good snowfall too as well, especially eastern Maine. Now, if we look at the European model now, we're going to see what the European model agrees on compared to the GFS model. And as we continue to take this forward, first shows that first storm moving through, but then as that finally heads out, we'll start to see another storm system move through. And look at that, guys. The European model wants to show a big, long, and intense line of storms developing pretty much developing right here in Missouri, continuing through Illinois, Indiana, and then moving quickly through Indiana, and then getting into Ohio, quickly moving out, and then just continuing through New England. So a fast line of storms like this with isolated supercells mixed with it, because you see those dots right there that you see, those could mean supercells. So supercells in this line of storms might be capable of producing large hail damaging winds and maybe even some tornadoes. And this will be the area right here that we do need to watch the most for severe weather. Okay, we got a really big area that could see severe weather as we do head into the end of February. Okay, that is looking really intense, by the way. It kind of blows my mind a little bit. But as we continue to take this forward, I gotta move this a little bit after drawing, but as we continue to take this forward, after that line of storms does move through, then we look like we might stay dry and clear for a little bit across the U.S., and then we might have to watch this next storm pretty closely. Now, if we take a look at your guys' total precipitation, as you guys can see, looking pretty active across the Ohio Valley still, maybe a little bit less across southwest Indiana, but this whole area right here could definitely see 1 to as much as 4 inches of rainfall, because you see these yellow areas could indicate maybe around 4 inches of rainfall, so that would definitely be interesting to see if we did get it. But we'll have to really watch closely, guys. We'll have to watch closely. But even back through parts of the Northwest, we'll also see some pretty good rainfall too as well. This should head all the way down through California. So pretty good rainfall too as well across California, but mostly eastern I think eastern Oregon looks like it could see some pretty good rainfall, especially across northeast Oregon, but even western Oregon will get dumped on with a lot of rainfall, so that would definitely be interesting to see right there. And then if we take a look at your total snowfall, as you can see, European model still wants to show some pretty good snowfall across portions here of Indiana. I think what it's trying to say is that this line of storms might have some cold air with it as it moves through, which means it could dump isolated snowfall. It might even be doing hail to snow, so it might be doing hail fall totals instead of snowfall totals, because this line of storms does look like it could dump a bunch of hail, and it's looking like maybe hail could get up to 1 or 2 inches. But I'm not sure why there is snow there. I looked at the European model and it didn't show any snow there, but I think that's why it's showing it, is because it's saying the line of storms could dump some hail or snowfall depending on how it plays out. But even back through parts of the New England and Great Lakes region, we could definitely be talking some pretty good snowfall there. And then heading back into parts of the mountains, look at that, 70 inches of snow possible. Look, 75, 76 inches of snow possible there in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Yeah, about the Sierra Nevadas could see that much, but the Cascade Mountains is probably what I should say, could see a ton of snowfall too as well. So we'll have to watch those areas closely. Now, I wanted to show you guys how the Cape is looking like, because this kind of determines on if we do see severe thunderstorms with this line of storms. So I gotta move back so I can show you guys. But as we continue to take this forward, as you guys can see, we start to see a little bit of Cape moving through portions here of Indiana. I wouldn't say if it's enough to cause a severe thunderstorm, but it definitely is enough to cause booms of thunder. And then as we continue to take this forward, as you guys can see, that will quickly head out, and then we start to see maybe some more Cape move through, because you see it comes from Mexico and quickly develops with maybe a ton of joules per kilogram across portions here of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That could definitely cause cause an enhanced risk across that area right there. And as we continue to take this forward, we gotta go back so we can see it, but as we continue to take this forward, actually shows a line of 700 joules per kilogram, which is still enough to cause an enhanced risk for severe weather. And if we take this back, as you can see, it actually is on the same day, guys. It starts on Thursday, where we see 100,000 joules per kilogram across portions here of Texas. And then, as you see, we start to see a line of capes still during the day on Thursday. So for Thursday's severe weather threat, we could see an enhanced risk going from the Dallas-Fort Worth area all the way up into the Ohio Valley, depending on how it plays out. We could see this whole area see an enhanced risk level 3 threat for severe thunderstorms, depending on how it plays out. But I don't know if it's really going to be like that. Usually enhanced risks aren't significantly big, but we might see at least one enhanced risk across portions here of this area where we did see that cape really get intense, and then maybe another enhanced risk for severe weather across this area. So I think it's going to be more like that. I don't think we're necessarily going to see a massive enhanced risk, but if we do, that will definitely cause some pretty good impact. So we'll have to watch closely. But thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. We'll keep you guys updated on how everything is looking. This will definitely cause some pretty big issues, especially because we are seeing plenty of cape across this area, and that is definitely what's fueling this line of storms to develop. So spring-like weather and severe weather is pretty much ongoing right now. But thank you guys very much for watching, and I will do one tomorrow.